Hello everyone, welcome to Mungo's Yap session. Today I'm gonna yap about framerestarter. First we have this command. This makes sure that the decimal separator that this program uses is gonna be the dot. So in some countries it uses the comma as the decimal separator instead of the dot. And that breaks the entire program because in literally every programming language ever, it uses the dot as the decimal separator. So this prevents the entire script from breaking. Next we have rm-rf temporary /*. This removes everything that is inside this file. It's where all the temporary videos are stored for it to be put together later on. These are variables for colors, and this is the index. Now the index is very important because it's basically the current frame that you're in right now. Next we have this command. Now remember that it only has one right arrow. So this command overrides everything that is in array.txt, another very essential part of the whole program, with nothing. It basically deletes everything. Next we have a few echo commands to make the program more welcoming. And then we have read input. It makes the whole terminal stop and wait for something that you type. That something is gonna be the name of the video that you're gonna convert it into a but every next frame restarts video. So if I just type precision.mp4 for example, that will work. Now very important note. It only works if the video is inside the framerestarter folder. If it's inside any other folder like the videos folder, it will not work. So if I type boom.mp4, it will say that it's invalid. Next we have two variables, frames and FPS. Frames is the amount of frames that is inside the video, and FPS, the frame rate of the video. Now it's gonna be very important. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna say it's gonna be very important? Now this is a while loop. It repeats these commands until the frame index is
greater
than the amount of frames that are inside the video. So yeah, it's basically the heart of the program. Next we have the time variable. Now you might say, I think no one will say that, why not just use the index number to snip the video? Because it won't work. FFmpeg doesn't support the frame number as a unit of time, but it does support seconds. So what I do is I get the current frame index and I divide it by the frame rate, and that gives me the current frame in seconds.
Also, I forgot to mention this, but the reason why the command is kind of awkward is because of bash not supporting floats by default, so I had to find another way to make it calculate.
And this command is gonna snip from the beginning of the video to the amount of time that it is currently in right now. And it's gonna save to the temporary folder as the index number. And next we have this echo command, and it basically writes this thing into array.txt. It doesn't overwrite everything. It adds on onto the file. So it's gonna look something like this. And it will repeat that until the for loop is done. This adds the index by 1. So that it won't be in an infinite loop. Now when all of this is done, it calls this command to concatenate, which is basically a fancy way of saying to join the videos all together into one massive video. And it uses array.txt for this, so that it gets every single file in the temporary folder in the correct order.
And then these two commands will remove every trace of the program's use, and it will output video completed no matter the outcome of the video. The end.